Good morning, boys and girls. Today we're going to Greece. And Greece is a country in Europe. And it's over here. And there's quite a big history in Greece because that's where the Apostle Paul, on his ship, we have the story of Paul being shipwrecked coming up soon. And that happened about here somewhere. And there's some cities that were mentioned in the Bible that are still inhabited today. So Greece is a very old country. Now, I have several books, and this is the one that has a lot of the cartoon type things. So here's a drawing of Greece, and you see it's one piece of land and then lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of islands. And here's Turkey. So it's and Italy is over here. So we've studied those countries, and now we're doing Greece. Now Greece is on the Mediterranean Sea, and a lot of people go to Greece for relaxation, playing in the water, laying on the sand, gotta wear your sunscreen. And this happens to be a pool, and it's built out, and then it drops off. It's the edge of the pool. It drops off to nothing, and it looks out over the sea. So it's quite interesting. Now here is houses. They don't build them just on flat places. They build them going up the hillsides, and they're all made of, we call it stucco. It's type of clay, and they're painted, and look at the colors. There are not very many bright colors, a little orange one there, but they're tan and beige and white and cream. But they have so many hills and things, they have to build up. Here is a ship out in the harbor. You get off, you go to town. A lot of people take a Mediterranean cruise, and they will go to some of these islands. Now there are a couple islands, well there's probably many, but this one does not allow cars. So you have to get there by ferry. You get on the boat, and it'll take you over to the island. And then if you you have to walk, or people will ride their donkeys or mules. This is a donkey. A donkey is a smaller animal, but he's got a little wooden saddle on, and he's waiting for his owner. Now there are a lot of ancient buildings that some of them have crumbled away, but there are some that, these are all tourists, and they just come to see what used to be. And so here's the picture of what it used to look like. This is called the Parthenon, and as the sun goes down, it says it changes color because of the shadows and the play of the sun going down. This one I find very interesting. These are guards in front of the palace, and they're wearing these long leggings, and they've got shoes with big old pom-poms, yarn type things, and these are called garters, and they wear these short things called a tunic, and look at the sleeves, big sleeves, but they walk like that with their legs way up high. Looks like it would be tiring to me. Now this is a theater, and it's built on the hillside, and all of these seats are stones, and they're built down so that the actors go down here. Now remember, I told you that one time with Jesus teaching on the hillside, and all the people sat down on the hill, they could hear him very plainly because of the way the sound goes up. So this is the same thing. They don't need microphones, they just need a loud voice, and even the people way in the back can hear them. This is the king's throne. This is the throne made out of stone. Looks uncomfortable to me. But this is in one of the temple, and they worshipped an awful lot of different gods than we do. Here, because it's so many islands, a lot of the people have jobs as fishermen, and these are the nets, and they weave their nets with strings and knots, and then they throw them out just like way back in Jesus' time. Now these ladies are on vacation and they're sitting, but up walks a pelican, and they will. You can't see, but under his neck is a pouch, and they will dive underwater and catch fish, and then hold them in their pouch for a while. But they will come up and say hi to the visitors. And these are goats. This looks really funny. These little goats are perched on the edges of the hillside. They are able to climb these pretty steep rocks, and they stand on the little tiny ledges. Their feet are small, and they just stand on these rocks. Now this is high, and there's a monastery up there. Now, who lived in a monastery? Martin Luther. Remember this, but this is a Greek monastery, and I wonder how they get up there. There must be some way to climb, or maybe a helicopter can drop them off. Kind of interesting. There must be a way to climb that we're not seeing in this picture. In Greece, they have some very healthy foods. They eat lots of fresh vegetables and fruits, and they have a glass of wine. They have bread and cheese. It's pretty healthy eating in Greece. Here are some people resting by the sea. That's a lot of the things are by the ocean. And bakers will bake bread. We've talked about bread in all different kinds of countries, but different shapes. They'll make bagels and muffins and all kinds of things. And these, every one of these is a different kind of olive. And you can go and buy whatever kind of olive you want. Open your markets, kind of interesting. And these ladies, these are loaves of bread. Those are pretty big, but she's sitting out. She baked it that morning and is ready to sell it to anybody who needs a loaf of bread. This is a Greek Orthodox church, and they're having a baptism. This is a baptismal font, has the water in it, and the baby is being ready to be baptized. And their family and everybody comes to celebrate with the baptism. Now it says that at baptism they're given a baptismal name besides their regular name, and they're named after a saint. So depending on what day they were born, they're named after a saint. Now, see, these are the Olympic rings, and we're supposed to have the Olympics in Japan this summer, but with the coronavirus, we're not sure what's going to happen. It might get pushed back into September or something, but the Olympic Games started in Greece, and I've got another book that tells us more about Olympics. Here's a dance that they're doing. This is they're getting ready for Lent, which is the season right before Easter, and they do these kind of dances. Now these are red eggs, and it says that they dye them red for Easter, and when you crack somebody else's egg against yours. You have an egg and they have an egg, And if yours does not crack, then it says you'll have good luck. And this is a type of pottery that they make. Beautiful. They even put pictures. These are Olympic runners from the original Olympics. But they have beautiful, and you see the shape of this with the two handles. This is the type of thing that Jesus might have, when he changed water into wine, might have been one of those. Oh my goodness, I have so much to show you. Here, we're just gonna have to go to pictures now. Here is some of the original Olympic, and they started way back even before Jesus was born. But in 1896, they started them up again. And the only thing they had back then was a running race. And then we've added lots of different events to the Olympics. Here again, what is this called? The Parthenon, an old building. Here again, breads, different kinds of breads. They look like pretzels or big huge donuts or bagels. Now this is a dessert. And if we were here in class, I would have been making this for you. This is baklava, and it's made with phyllo dough and nuts and sugar, and you bake it, and then you cut it, and then you pour over this honey sugar syrup. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful. And usually the kindergarten kids don't like it, and so the teachers get to eat it after they say, no thank you. And this is a Greek Orthodox church, and you see this onion dome shape. Remember we had those at St. Basil's Cathedral in St. Petersburg in Russia. Here's another picture of this is actually a replica, meaning somebody made it to look exactly like the Parthenon, but this one is in Nashville, Tennessee. So if you go to Nashville, you can see this replica of, oh, look here. There's his pouch. He's got some sort of fish in there. That is a pelican. It's a seabird. Oh, I'm rushing on. Let's see. Oh, you know me and my love of foods here. Let's see what they're eating. Because they grow so many grapes, they make stuffed grape leaves. And they will cook these leaves until they're soft, and then they'll roll up a rice and spices, yummy, and then they'll cook these, and then you eat the whole thing. You just, what is that? Oh, this is what goes inside, rice and lamb and spices, and then they roll them up. Looks like a Chinese spring roll, except made with grape leaves. Here, the donkey is helping, and he's unloading his grapes. He's loading the grapes onto the donkey to take them to the market. Let's see, where is this? Oh my goodness, this is a huge stack of meat, usually lamb, but sometimes they'll use beef or something. But they cook it, and there's this big cooking fire thing, and this rotates around and around and around and around, and it cooks the thing, and then you shave it off. He's got a very sharp knife. This is a knife, and he shaves off. Oh, it's delicious when I was there. Okay, and that's not it. Oh, here's another open air market. Okay. One more thing I want to show you is, my time is running out. These guards, they're just so fascinating. Okay, here's the guard, and he carries this long rifle with a bayonet, and this is their festival clothes. They don't wear those every day. Here's some boys dressing like the guards. Alrighty, boys and girls, we are done with Greece.